Hey there, what's up? What is it with there? Welcome back to another Melanated Messages video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing Sagittarius inspired makeup. This is going to be week 4 of our horoscope makeup series here on the channel. So if you are a new subscriber, definitely go ahead and check out those old videos. And if you are new, I just want to say that my name is Verena and I do makeup videos here on this channel for women with hooded eyes and also for beginners. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, and let's just get right into this video. Again, so it's the 4th week of our horoscope makeup challenge, and like I said, today we're doing Sagittarius. So as usual, what we do, we start off with a read. So let's get our read on the Sagittarius. So the dates for Sagittarius is from November 22nd to December 21st. And again, let me know if you are a Sagittarius down below in the comments. All right, the birthstone is topaz, and some sources said turquoise, but topaz came up more often. So we're going to get another blue eyeshadow look today. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but we'll see how that goes. Their strengths: Sagittarius are generous, idealistic, and they have a great sense of humor, says this source. Weaknesses: promises more than they can deliver. Ooh, that's shady. Very impatient, will say anything no matter how undiplomatic. Sagittarius like freedom, travel, philosophy, being outdoors, and they dislike clingy people, being constrained, off the wall theories and details. So they dislike details. Okay, that's interesting. So now that we've gotten our read on the Sagittarius, let's go ahead into the tutorial. Now, I do want to say, guys, that my skin is still kind of going through it. I know I've been neglecting my water intake a little, so I'll take the hit for that. But otherwise to that, I'm not really sure why all this texture is coming up, and it may not show on camera, but I do have a lot of dark spots now, more than usual, and so I need to get my life together. So in today's tutorial, again, I'm just going to be focusing on the eyes. My foundation routine actually has not changed that much, if at all. I'm still using all the same products that I've used before. I didn't receive any new products, and if I did, I would let you guys know. So you can still refer back to that foundation video that I have before, my flawless foundation routine. If you have already seen that video, then it's the same routine, and if you haven't, then I will link it in the cards above, so go ahead and check that out. And just to try to change things up a little, I know that I never did my brows on camera before for this tutorial, so I am going to do them for you guys in this video, so at least you get something besides the eyeshadow, right? So let's just get into this. I felt like I've been talking for a long time. So the third thing I'm going to do is take my powder. This is just a pressed powder, and I'm using a powder puff to just press that into my eyebrows. This is going to help keep my eyebrows matte for the application. And I'm taking my spoolie. You can use any spoolie you have, and I'm going to use that to brush up my brow hairs because I'm going to start drawing them from the bottom. And I'm taking this pencil. This is a cheap dollar store pencil. You can use any pencil you like. And as you see, I'm going under first, like I said. Now, pay attention to this. If you're not sure how long to draw your brows, this is the technique that I use. So I take the pencil right on the edge of my nose and I push it up. Then I go at an angle from the side to see where I need to put the arch. So that's the second dot. And then the last dot is how far, or for the tail of the brow. So you see, now I have 3 dots. So this is kind of a guide or a map for me to know how to draw my eyebrows. So 1, 2, 3. So now let's go back to drawing those brows. And again, for hooded eyes, you want to kind of keep your brow slightly straight. You don't want it to be too curved. And then after I draw that line, I am going to brush it out to remove any harshness. Now I'm brushing them down because I'm going to move to the top of my brow now. So same thing with the pencil. I notice that I'm moving my head while I am drawing in my brows. This is something that I like to do. So I'm doing this to this side now. All right, and then that's the shape I got. But then look at this, but that's okay. Sometimes, you know, this brow was giving me a little trouble, but then again, I'm taking that spoolie, taking out the hash line. So you just want to draw and blend as you go. That's what I am doing. And now I'm just going to take that pencil and fill in the middle of my brows now to actually give it that fullness. So that's what I'm doing. Avoid drawing on the starting of your brow right away. You will see what we'll do towards the end. But now I'm going to move on to concealing. So I am using the LA Girl concealer, and my color is Chestnut. I'm using a concealer brush. You want to make sure it's flat. That's why I was pressing it at the back of my hand. And I go under my brow first. I just like working that way. I find it's much easier. And then so I'm putting some concealer, blending it as I go along, and then when I go to the top, I lay my brush flat, as you can see, and I'm dragging and moving my head all in one motion. So this is why I usually don't show how I do my brows on camera, because it's a very tedious process for me. I need to make sure that those brows are on fleek, okay, on fleek. So then I'm just dragging some of that concealer down, as you can see, making sure this is looking as best as I can right now. Okay, so if you watch that brow closely, you would notice that the top of it was a little uneven. So I'm just taking my concealer brush and just gently going over that. So that's the brows, but we're not done. So I'm taking that brow powder and this brush that I came with. This was a gift that I got from my friend, and I love this. So this is what I use to set my brows, and now I'm filling in the head of my brow. So like I said earlier, you don't want to start right on the edge, and the brush is very, very dense. It does allow me to use sharp lines when I'm just tidying up my brows. So this is like the final touch-ups that I'm doing here, and I'm using my finger to blend out the top of my brow so it doesn't look like I'm playing Tetris. Okay, so brows done. Moving on to the eyes now. Then I'm using my favorite duo, that's the Crayon Case Washable Eye glue stick, and I'm just putting that on my lid first, and I move my eye around to just help it spread, and I'm using my finger, and then I am going to be taking Warm Honey in the color, that's the color from the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I'm using this to give me more coverage, because honestly I thought the Crayon Case one was going to be white, but it dries clear. So I'm using this to kind of give me more of that blank canvas. Okay, so this is the cover of my Sacha Buttercup powder, and I'm just taking what's left in the top of it, and I'm using that to set my eye primer in place. This is going to give you a matte base to work with, and it just helps your eyeshadows to blend better, especially if you have hooded eyes. I highly recommend that you do this. Now you already know the palette we're going to be using, the Crayon Case. Now I don't know what look I wanted to do, so I was just like, let's just use these colors here. But first I'm going to put down a transition shade to further help me get that nice blend. This is just brown. Now I'm taking the blue eyeshadow that I showed you earlier, and you know, if you are no stranger to the channel, then you already know what I'm doing. I'm keeping my eyes open when I'm first putting down my eyeshadow, so I know how it is going to look when I'm done. So I know that it is going to be visible and not hiding in my flappy folds because I have hooded eyes. So I'm putting that on the outer corner of my eye, and now I'm going to be using the 7 technique. So you can use anything that has a sharp edge, and this is going to help me elongate my eye shape. You don't want to apply your shadows in a circular shape if you have hooded eyes. Now I'm doing the same. This is just the edge of my eyeshadow palette, as you can see. So I'm brushing it along the edge, and then I'm driving that towards the inner corner, so it ends up looking like a backward 7. And now I'm using that same brush without putting any more product on it, and I'm dragging the shadow from the outer corner of my eye to the inner corner of my eye. All right, so that's what I am doing here right now. So you already know that we have to go ahead and blend this out, and I brought you in closer, baby girl, so that you could see the details that I'm doing. This is actually a green eyeshadow that I'm putting right on top of the edge of that blue. So this ended up turning out a little darker than I expected it to, but I was just going with the flow here. So I'm just blending in circular motions after I have placed that green eyeshadow on the edge of that. And then you want to go ahead and raise your eyes or your eyebrows so that you can get more space to work. So the next step is time for us to put the shimmer, and I'm taking, of course, the MAC Mix in medium. You want to make sure that your brush is flat, so that's why I was pulling the hairs on it, and I'm just going to apply that in the blank space that I left intentionally. So that's why I didn't put any shadow in that area of my eye. So I'm just using a shader brush to do that. And now I'm going into this palette, and I'm going to be taking that color right there with the same brush. Now the MAC Mix in medium makes whatever shimmer or pigment you're using more opaque, and it makes it last longer. And I use it specifically to avoid a transfer, because you know the struggle is real with the hooded eyes. Okay, so this is not supposed to be a cut crease, because as you saw, I didn't actually cut the crease here. So I just placed the MAC Mix in medium over a specific area of my eye, and the shimmer will naturally stick to wherever I put that primer or base down. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Bam! So let's continue, and I'm going back to that first brush that I used to put down the blue eyeshadow, and I'm just going to blend the edge of where the eyeshadow and the shimmer meets. Okay, now one thing I will say about the palette that I use from the Crayon Case, I noticed that the colors can get a little, you know, like lose their shine sometimes, so you may have to go over them. Now I'm going back into the MAC Mix in medium. If you didn't know, yes, we use 2 coats over here because we love the security. Let's put that shimmer in quarantine. You ain't going nowhere. You're staying on that part of my eye. And now I am not swiping it like I did initially to place it. We're just doing like what Saweetie said. We are tapping it in. That's all we're doing. So this is how we're looking at this point. Okay, baby. Now I'm just going to put some eyeshadow on the bottom lash line there using this dome brush. Put some of that blue on that thing. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so you want to use a small brush to do this. You don't want to take anything that's too big for the eyeshadow to go down too far. Okay, baby girl. Okay guys, so this brings me to the end of the video, and of course you can go ahead and add lashes to this look if you like. Your girl is in need of some lashes. Okay, like I had to throw away the last pair that I had because I used it till the wheels fell off. I used it till the lash couldn't take it anymore. So I just put some mascara on my eyes, and I didn't do a wing today. I did use eyeliner, but I just tight lined it. That's all I did. Actually, while I was doing the eyeshadow, I was like, I didn't really like the direction that it was going, but looking at it now, when I'm done with everything, it's actually starting to grow on me. So let me know, did you like this? This is probably like the 3rd blue/greenish eyeshadow look that we did from the horoscope, and remember, it is based off of the birthstone of each horoscope. So just remember that you are beautiful with or without makeup, but I'm still going to show you how to slay it anyway. And if the makeup artist cannot do the look on hooded eyes, then he or she ain't a makeup artist.
Period.
Okay, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you got value from it, or if you just like hanging out with me every Sunday now. know I appreciate you. Don't forget to listen to the Melanated Messages podcast that is on Anchor. It's available on 8 platforms, and the link is in the description. That's where we discuss all the current news, all the tea, all the celebrity drama, everything that's happening. We talk about local news, global news. It's just fun. I know I have fun and people enjoy it as well. So definitely go into the link in the description down below. And if you're interested in getting into your bag and making some money, I know we all are. I do have some links down there to some amazing financial programs, some of which I'm a part of, and I'm sure that you can definitely benefit from. And if you've been following me on Instagram and Facebook for some time, you have seen me mention them from time to time. So definitely go ahead and check out those links for us to get our coins together in 2020. Okay, I'll see you in a next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check those links in the description.